What if one of the most advanced high-altitude aircraft ever built has a hidden connection to one of the worst bombers in history? The RB-57F Canberra, a machine designed to fly higher than almost anything else in the sky. But its story doesn't start there. It goes back to a darker time, World War II. A time when bombers ruled the skies, but not all of them succeeded. Some failed, some were flawed, and some became lessons written in fire. So what was the worst bomber of WWII, and how does it connect to the RB-57F? The RB-57F Canberra was not built for bombing. It was built for something far more precise: high-altitude reconnaissance, flying above 60,000 feet, where the sky turns dark and the margin for error disappears. But to understand this aircraft, you need to understand what came before, because in WWII, not all bombers were successful. Some were dangerous to fly, others were simply ineffective. The RB-57F is a heavily modified version of the Martin B-57, which itself was based on the British Canberra bomber. But this version, it was transformed. Longer wings, more powerful engines, extreme altitude capability. It became something entirely new. But its roots trace back to an era where bombers were still experimental, still evolving, still imperfect. During World War II, bombers were the backbone of air power. They carried destruction across continents, but not all bombers were equal. Some were underpowered, poorly designed, or simply too vulnerable. One of the most criticized bombers was plagued by problems from the start: mechanical issues, poor performance, high risk for crews, and limited effectiveness. Here's where the story turns dark. Some WWII bombers were so flawed, they became more dangerous to their own crews than to the enemy. Underpowered engines meant they couldn't escape interception. Weak defenses made them easy targets, and design flaws led to crashes, even without enemy fire. In some cases, missions turned into survival attempts, not attacks. These aircraft weren't just ineffective, they were liabilities. Here's the twist. Those failures became the foundation for future innovation. Engine reliability improved, aerodynamics evolved, survivability increased, and eventually, aircraft like the RB-57F emerged. Not as bombers, but as precision high-altitude platforms, learning from the past, avoiding the same mistakes, turning weakness into strength. So, what was the worst bomber in WWII? There's no single answer, but several aircraft gained that reputation due to performance issues and design flaws. What matters more is what came after. The RB-57F represents a shift from brute force bombing to precision intelligence gathering, from vulnerability to strategic advantage. The story of the RB-57F is not just about specs, it's about progress. A reminder that even the worst designs can lead to the greatest innovations. Because in aviation, failure is never wasted. It becomes data. It becomes improvement. It becomes the future. The RB-57F doesn't just fly high, it represents how far aviation has come, from flawed bombers to near-space reconnaissance. So next time you hear about the worst aircraft, remember, even failure can shape the future. And if you want to uncover more hidden truths about aviation history and technology, subscribe now, because the next story might reveal something even more unexpected.